Okay, moving on to our next hero. He is the founder and community director of Let's Eat Pare. Okay. And he is a food professional for the last 16 years. Worked for companies like Coca-Cola, Kraft Foods, Tetra Pak, Alcor, Emborg, and Dole. Handling various roles in food service, business development, and brand and trade marketing, corporate strategy, consumer insights, and innovation. He is an early adopter for social media marketing, NATO or Nation Manila Horology Accessories, and he is a member of JCI Manila and a brand hero for the Ateneo Graduate School of Business. To discuss the topic, helping MSMEs sell online, let's all give a virtual applause to Mr. Mark Del Rosario.
Good morning,
Mark.
everyone. Hello. Hi. Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day. Now the virtual stage is yours. Take it away.
Yes. I know you guys have a copy of my slides now, so if we can start. But happy Saturday morning to everyone who woke up to listen to these talks. No, my idol is here, but I think he stepped out. Si Donald Lim. He is the founder of the Creator and Influencer Council of the Philippines. Napaka-humble na tao yan. But he is our godfather in the digital space. So yes, next slide please. So I'm here to talk about Let's Eat Pare. No? Next slide please. We started in 2016. During that time, Facebook communities were an old boys club. Wherein content and also membership were for exclusive collectors, for people that were hobbyists. And when I entered the space, I was coming from a 16-year career in the food industry, in FMCG. So I really wanted to stay connected because I owned also a restaurant at one point in time. And in 2016, I had to shut down that restaurant because of lack of foot traffic. It was very difficult. No, my restaurant was based in BGC, and if you know the state of business in BGC, it's very competitive. If you walk down, the busy streets of CBD, you will see a lot of restaurants opening and closing at the same time. Every 6 months, may gestation period, and every 6 months, a new restaurant would open. And in the past, siguro 10 years, you've seen a lot of foreign brands, an influx of foreign brands come in the Philippines. And it was difficult really for local brands, homegrown brands to really compete. So in 2016, we had to shut down our Chinese restaurant called Suzhou. But I always wanted to stay connected to the industry. And in 2016, I decided to create a food community, with that rich background that I had in the food industry. So in my career, I was handling food service. So that's catering to the top QSRs or the quick service or fast food joints like Jollibee, McDonald's, Max's Group, even hotels and caterers. So these were my clients. I would sit down with them, we'd understand their pain points, we'd really pick their brains, but also we'd try to spot trends in the industry. So I was very familiar with food trends, with what's happening in the food space, the flavor markers. So I decided to create a community, and tell that story. And I never thought it would grow to this magnitude, or to this size of following. We started just with 500 members, mostly people in the industry and friends, and now we are at 353,000 members na, and counting. But because of this, I was also able to create other communities that help cottage industries, not just LEP. So that really became like the catalyst, to create these communities, LEP. It became like a platform to really tell stories, for entrepreneurs. So when we started, it was just mainly talking about food, our passion for food, telling stories, showing new restaurants, talking about discoveries and groceries, new items being imported. Then the conversation started to grow, no? And we got richer content from members as they saw the benefit or they saw the value of our community. Now we're at now we have admins, we have moderators that really chime in. They're also from the industry to help us safeguard the communities. No, so we're a very positive community, and as you know, social media there's a left and a right side. No, people tend to say good things, but they also use it as a way to share their sentiments. And recently there was a controversial incident with a fast food joint. No, I guess you all know that may fried towel na deliver. So tayo, we're really safeguarding really what comes out in social media, and I guess that's why also I was invited to join the Council of CICP, or the Creator and Influencer Council of the Philippines, to really share best practices and also contribute in safeguarding and also shepherding and also guiding the young influencers in our country. So next slide, please. So how it all began, no? Let's see, pare is, if you translate that in our local dialect, Tagalog, that's kain po tayo, or kain. And it's something that I'm proud of. It's a cultural phenomenon that's definitely Filipino, as we celebrate Independence Day. Diba? Filipinos, when you see a stranger in your office, in the pantry, even outside, you'll say, kain po tayo, kain, to a total stranger. Diba? It's something inculcated in our culture, and it's something I'm very proud of, and I really want Filipinos to continue to be inclusive, to talk to strangers, to connect. And this is what we are in LEP, total strangers that become family members. So I'll talk about how we did that and how we were able to create a huge family, an organization that really supports SMEs. So Anthony Bourdain, next slide please, was really an inspiration. He passed away 3 years ago exactly. He was an inspiration to us, and he said that you will get to know someone if you get to share a meal with that person. So that's really our inspiration, or our mantra in LEP. We share content, but actually, if you read the comments, there's real connection that happens there, and that's very important to us. That the food brands, that entrepreneurs, that the MSMEs get to connect with the consumers in a very enriched way, okay, in a very authentic way also. Next slide, please. So if you look at LEP, it's not just food posts. It's not just about flexing what you're eating, but it's also about discoveries, people helping each other. Recently, people are posting, because it's Father's Day. Father's Day is coming up. They're making Father's Day inquiries. Where can I have this Father's Day cake customized? So you'll see members talaga contributing. Diba? Some members that have a competing business would even recommend their competitors. So this is something that we're really proud of, that we see genuinely Filipinos are being heroes for other Filipinos. There's no territorial demarcation. People really support one another and really want to see each other shine, and we're really trying to break free from that crab mentality that's really been hurting our industry. When we try to pull down other Filipino members, when we see something that's hina-hype beast or becoming popular. So we're really trying to avoid these things. And when you enter the community, you will see it's multiple iterations of content, whether it's discovery, sharing, recipes, YouTube videos, so many other things that we really focus on, not just to what we call humble bragging, but it's really enriching the lives of fellow foodies and also people that go into the food journey. Next slide, please. So what happened was, of course, when you get some sort of notoriety, people start to invite you to do food reviews. I never thought I would enter this space, no. But we started putting stickers in restaurants. People said it's like the local Michelin star, but of course, I do not want to put myself in that position. I mean, the chefs, the culinary experts, sila talaga yan eh. I mean, they have the credibility to do that. And I am very humbled that people are saying that, but diba, it's like our North Star lang. It's a seal of quality. So we have about 650 restaurants across the country. When I say across the country, even as far as Davao, we've done food reviews and placed the sticker. And it has become the symbol of food quality. So when people see that, oh, the LEP family has passed by this restaurant. So they go online, they go check the community, and they're able to see the reviews. And diba, they know what to order. Kasi let's face it, when you eat in a restaurant and you see their menu, there's so many choices eh. You're really bombarded eh. So it's like you're eating in a Chinese restaurant. When you're so bombarded with so many choices, you end up ordering your favorite na lang. The sweet and sour pork, beef with broccoli. Diba? But because of LEP, we're able to highlight those undiscovered dishes from a restaurant menu and give it diba, a space or a chance to fame. But also the smaller restaurants. So if you look at the right side, we've also done must street food. So my vision really is to create the most comprehensive street food guide in the Philippines. And we're working with a lot of institutions to reach this goal. No? Since 2019, na slow down lang tayo because of, nalagay siya sa back burner because of the pandemic. But, you know, it's still in the pipeline. It's still within our 5-year, 3-year vision. And then also in LEP, you'll see a lot of celebrities. I mean, Lucky Manzano, JV Ejercito. So, diba, people that, you know, in social media, it's hard to reach out to them and hard to get a conversation with them. But in LEP, everything is equal. We are all equal here. There's no special treatment. Even me as an admin, when people try to send me food, I always tell them, make it simple. Don't make my food special. Treat me like a customer. Diba? So we do not we don't ask for VIP treatment because at the end of the day, we're all just Filipinos. No? We just want to enjoy food, diba? Like any human being, like any normal person. Next slide, please. So because the community has that reach nga, we've always wanted to share experiences no, when we do food reviews, to share it with our members. So we always believe in the power of crowdsourcing. So when something is crowdsourced, when something is shared to a bigger group, I mean, diba, it's the opportunity is endless. Eh. I mean, it can reach, diba, there's small tribe, but if it multiplies, so I'll give you a perfect example. I'm sure you're seeing this in social media right now. Andok's lechon manok. I mean, if you see how many times, how the multiplier effect, how many times it's been shared. Grabe. I mean, they're always out of stock. So it's been trending for the last week. And kudos to them and props to them. It's really good. I mean, I got to try it. Masarap talaga siya. So, diba, we always want our community members to share. Baka naman. Thank you, Anne, for citing that. We always want our community members to share that experience with one another. Diba? And we want to support the industry, whether we have a David or whether we have a Goliath. Diba? It's really equal. Eh. We don't have any sacred cows here. There's no special treatment. We want everyone to support diba, whatever food business they're in, whether big or small. So what we did is we do raffles. We invite members. This is all pre-pandemic, obviously, to join us diba, in a feast. So you'll see our members. So we get to talk to them. I make sure that I'm in every event from opening to closing, that I'm there sitting down with them, having those conversations. So it's really a deeper understanding of what people are looking for, what they need, and also how we can grow as an industry. Next slide, please. So in community-based partnerships, no, and also content, it's user-generated. Eh. I think it's very different from a YouTube channel, from an Instagram account or TikTok, wherein you see people really engaging with one another. the ownership of the material is theirs. It's user generated, as mentioned, but also you'll see it's a two-way conversation. When you do a YouTube video, it's always one way. It's instructional. There's a narrative. Here, it's two people talking. So the engagement is really authentic, and that's really what we strive for in social media, being authentic. Every brand wants that. So you'll see that in communities wherein authentic conversations really happen. Okay, hashtag, this is where authenticity happens. Next slide, please. Okay, so because of that, as I mentioned, we've created, actually the list is even longer than this. We've created 22 communities, no, since 2016. So we have 2.5 million to 2.8 million Filipinos in our communities across the three main islands, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So we have admins in the Visayas, in Mindanao also. So really is to connect every Filipino, not just in the Philippines, but we also have a lot of Filipinos abroad, OFWs, trying to connect with their heritage. So I see Filipinos posting from the US, from the Middle East, from Guam, from Singapore, from Hong Kong. I mean, people who have been stuck there during the lockdown, just missing sinigang, missing tinola, seeing isaw, missing tropical hot, their favorite restaurants. So this is a way to really bring back good vibes. But it's not just supporting an industry, it's also supporting our culture, connecting and making us remember where we came from, diba, during these trying times. So that gives us hope. I mean, Filipinos, diba, we're very resilient. We've been through a lot. And Donald has mentioned this earlier. We've been through a lot of changes in our landscape, in our environment, and we remain to be resilient. So we want to be that community that brings good vibes to everyone, that empowers them, and also, diba, brings back good memories that can propel them forward, diba, inspire them to do better. So next slide, please. So we've also done a lot of food festivals. We've done already 12 food festivals, with a very successful one in Capitol Commons. About 6,000 people came every day. And the vendors who were participating there, with about 30 vendors, every day they were sold out. It's not total 3 days. It was every day. They would come to me and say, Mark, it's 4 o'clock and we have nothing to sell anymore. Sold out kami. Grabe. So we're really hoping that there's a concept called revenge shopping. People that have been locked down in their houses, when they get to go out, they get to really shop and, diba, do everything that they want to do again. So we really hope when we're ready and poised to do this again, that more Filipinos will support us and support our entrepreneurs. No? So this is a place to really connect, because we're about connecting online to offline. So of course, when something is online, you feel a bit distant, no? Kasi it's not, we're very tactile. You want to touch things, you want to feel it. So this is our way, doing an outdoor event, is our way to really connect online with offline. Diba? It's like a circular economy. And we complete that whole engagement, or that whole relationship, by connecting people. And that's when Facebook profiles actually become real people, and they become friends. And they say, uy, ikaw yung nag-comment sa post ko dati. Uy, ikaw yung, diba, ka-chat ko dati. Nice to meet you finally. Let's buy a beer. Let's have a sandwich. Let's sit in the bench and let's talk. Diba? And then that's when you nurture really true relationships and true friendships. Next slide, please. Okay, so talking about nurturing, no? So we've created the biggest food association the country has ever seen. No? We have 1,800 vendors and counting. This is comprising of online vendors, restaurant owners, brands, commissaries, suppliers, all housed under one roof. So we used to do GMMs, General Assemblies, to talk about industry pain points that we try to address. No? So I lead those meetings. I also teach in those meetings. I teach many disciplines, no? Because I've also been exposed, and I've also finished my MBA. So I teach economics, accounting, finance, product costing. Of course, marketing is my my backyard, no, and sales, business development. So all of these things, no, that entrepreneurs, diba, some of them kasi wear multiple hats. So these restaurant owners or vendors are also the procurement, HR, finance, even legal, diba, operations. So they don't get to hone these skills. So kami, we become like an incubator, but we also try to become like a bigger brother, wherein we guide them, we lead them, we show them the way, no, from our mistakes. I mean, I've been in the industry again for close to 20 years already. So I've made a lot of mistakes. So I share all my mistakes that I've made with them, with hopes that they would avoid it, that they would learn, that they would treat it as a golden nugget of wisdom. Diba? So this is something that, diba, there's no filter, diba? And it's always free of charge. Diba? So I also host learning pods wherein I bring in a blackboard, a whiteboard, and then I ask people, what do you want me to teach today? I'll teach you anything about business. And I invite other people. Para the discussion is very rich. So I invite CPAs, I invite lawyers. So we have a very, very rich discussion. So it doesn't revolve around me. It revolves around everyone. Okay. So next slide, please. So again, we've really took this pre-pandemic to different boundaries. No, we've inspired our association members. We visited Pampanga's Best. So my vision there was to show the vendors that, hey, this can be you one day. 5 to 10 years down the line, you're just selling from your homes, selling it from your kitchen, a simple kitchen. But look at Pampanga's Best. That's also how they started. Now they have a mega distribution center and production facility, world class. Diba? Just put your heart and mind into it. And we also work with the government, DOST, DTI, BIR, all of these institutions, so even DOT, Department of Tourism, to really help our vendors get accreditation. So you'll see in this picture below, no, we do GMP and HACCP seminars, no. So for vendors that are looking to get into the retail space and need that BFAD permit, no. So we always try to find a way to get them professionalized. So we don't just say, hey, you will be an online vendor for the rest of your life. No, that's not the intention. We want to create more jobs. We want to help the economy. That's why we inspire them to professionalize their business. Next slide, please. So yeah, we were featured in a lot of publications. We actually came out on the front page, the first social media enterprise that came out on the front page of a magazine of Manila Bulletin. Diba? There's a full page feature. So we're very proud, no, and humbled by how the public has supported and also come together to give praise to our SMEs, no, and that's what we celebrate today. So if you ask me what is the definition of a hero, is if you allow people, or what is the definition of a leader, if you allow people to become heroes or leaders themselves. It does not end with you. You have to pass on that baton. You have to empower people. You have to make them better. And we always do that with the right mindset and ethics. A lot of people have come to me offering me different packages. Diba? Sabi ko, no way am I going to take money from the entrepreneurs. I want 100% of their income going to them. A lot of platforms have said, I'm going to give you commission. Sabi ko, no way am I going to do that. No way am I going to take anything from these entrepreneurs. And ethical practices, diba, are very important to be a true hero. I don't think everyone can say that, but diba, for myself, I believe that. And I will fight for that, diba, until diba, it's time to move on. So because of that, diba, I've been invited also to be a brand ambassador of Ateneo, being a man for others. That's what we talk about, diba? And I truly try to be the beacon of that in my life, diba? I try to live that out in myself, diba? There are no gray areas for me. It's either black or white. It's either you're ethical or you're not. So I will always fight for that. Next slide, please. So talking about giving back. So we've done a lot of projects also pre-pandemic. Even during the pandemic, we were the first to respond to the frontliners. We sent out 500 to 1,000 packs in 1 week to the hospitals. We also got cited for that. Medical City, public hospitals. We were sending them food to the frontliners. First week of the pandemic of March 2020. But aside from that, we've done a lot of outreach programs. But I always challenge, because we have a board, in our association. I always challenge the board and I say, let's always leave behind something. It can't be a one-off thing. We can't just feed people just because we're the food community. We have to enrich their lives. We have to teach something, diba? So in this partnership we had with Child of Hope in Museo Pambata, we also taught them a business, diba? How to run a food cart business. So it's not just about, diba, feeding people for a day. Diba? In the Bible, diba, it was mentioned by diba, the scripture that if you teach men how to fish, they can feed themselves for a lifetime. So it's more of empowering talaga people, diba, from different sectors of society. So we're really about that. So next slide, please. So yeah, I'm very proud to be part of this community. I never thought, again, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, that I would be placed in this position. I always thought I'd be a corporate guy, but God has led me to a different calling, and that calling really is to inspire more people and effect positive change in society. And you will see there behind me in this picture are a lot of our vendors that have, diba, come from humble beginnings but are already, diba, opening commissaries. To my left in that picture, the lady in red is actually the founder of her Lola, is actually Lola Nenas, the famous diba, cheese donut. So she sits in our board also. So Lola Nenas donuts it was just peachy before, but diba, she got inspired by our vendors and she created the donut, the cheesy donut version. So we're very happy with these people really challenging their boundaries, no? And again, diba, it is our mission to create more heroes for the country. And when people come to me and they say, Mark, thank you, I owe you a lot, and sabi ko, you don't owe me anything. The only thing that I want to see you do is I want you to do the same, to open that door for another person. That's how you can repay that favor. If you feel like there's a favor that needs to be repaid, be that person to open that door, help another person, and don't ask for anything in return. And I believe that is a true mark of a hero. So thank you and good morning.
Wow! Let's give Mark a round of applause for that very inspiring talk. Wow, nakaka-inspire naman. Building a community, ba? And especially right now, yan, nakakagutom naman yung mga shinare mo. Nagutom na ba kayo? Malapit na mag-lunch.
Oo nga. Yung kusina ko nasa likod lang.
Makapagluto tayo ni paring Mark mamaya at mayroon tayo mapagsaluhan later on, kahit man lang virtually. Okay, so thank you very much, Mark. Later on, we'll call you again for some Q&A from our participants. Okay, so now let's proceed to our next speaker.